grandmother, Olufunmalaya.
Oh yeah, Grandma sounds like a total legend. Luvvie describes her as the chairlady of the board of directors of Team No Chill Enterprises. I mean, how amazing is that?
Amazing, right. Grandma's just totally unapologetic self-expression is a powerful example of how to combat fear and, societal pressures. But she took up space, she demanded...
Welcome to Witter. Who Has Time to Read? The podcast that brings deep dives for busy minds. Listen to AI hosts Jane and Dane and get ready to unpack the world's most captivating books in just a fraction of the time. Whether commuting, working out, or just squeezing in a quick break, we deliver key insights, thought-provoking themes, and takeaways you can carry into your day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Plus, use our links in the description to purchase this book. Your support helps us bring more engaging book discussions to you. Listen and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Who has time to read? You do, with Witter.
Welcome back to Witter, your shortcut to deep dives, for those busy minds out there. We're kicking off Black History Month, it's February, with our Black Voices series, and we're exploring a lot of powerful narratives that illuminate the Black experience. This week, we are diving into Professional Troublemaker, the Fear Fighter Manual. And it's by the phenomenal Luvvie Ajayi Jones.
This book is really for anyone who's ever felt silenced, underestimated, or like they were just like too much. But it especially resonates with the challenges and the triumphs that are kind of unique to the Black experience.
Okay, so who is Luvvie Ajayi Jones? I mean, she calls herself a professional troublemaker, which I kind of love.
I know, right? But it's not about like causing chaos just because. It's about speaking truth to power and challenging the status quo. It's inspiring other people to do the same. And Luvvie's journey from, kind of an accidental writer to a best-selling author and cultural critic, it's really a testament to like embracing your voice even when it shakes a little bit.
Yeah, and that whole accidental writer thing just really struck me. She talks about how she didn't really want to call herself a writer for years, even with a hugely successful blog. Yeah. Like that fear of owning your talent, of stepping into your purpose. I think a lot of us can relate to that, right?
Absolutely. And Luvvie's honesty about her own struggles just makes the message all the more powerful. And one of the things that makes this book so compelling is how Luvvie weaves in stories from her own life, especially about her Nigerian grandmother, Olufunmalaya.
Oh yeah, Grandma sounds like a total legend. Luvvie describes her as the chairlady of the board of directors of Team No Chill Enterprises. I mean, how amazing is that?
Amazing, right. Grandma's just totally unapologetic self-expression is a powerful example of how to combat fear and, societal pressures. Like she took up space, she demanded respect, and she celebrated herself just fiercely.
Like that story. You know about her Sunday church entrance, like singing, dancing, everyone acknowledging her seniority. It's hilarious, but it's also incredibly inspiring. Yeah. Kind of speaks to this deep cultural value of like owning your presence and celebrating your worth.
Exactly. And this brings us to the concept of oriki, which Luvvie highlights throughout the book. It's a Yoruba tradition of praise poetry that's used to affirm someone's identity and lineage.
There's like a hype song for your soul.
Yeah. Imagine a poem that captures your essence and your strengths and your history. It's a powerful reminder of who you are and what you're capable of.
Yeah. I love that. Luvvie even gives examples of oriki for Michelle Obama and Daenerys Targaryen, which I thought was really cool. He shows how this ancient tradition can be adapted to celebrate anyone, no matter what their background is.
Yeah, and Luvvie believes that crafting your own oriki can be a powerful tool to combat that feeling of being too much. By reminding you of your inherent worth, you're essentially creating your own personal anthem that affirms your place in the world.
That's so powerful. It's like taking all those things that society might label as too much and reframing them as strengths, as integral parts of who you are. Which brings us to another key theme, embracing your too-Mike-H-ness.
Oh, this resonates so deeply, especially for Black women. I mean, we're often told that we're too loud or too opinionated or too passionate.
Oh, yeah.
But Luvvie just flips the script. She argues that our too-Mike-H-ness is actually our superpower.
Yes. It's what makes us unique. It's what gives us our voice. It's what allows us to break down barriers and make a real impact.
Right.
And Luvvie points to figures like Michelle Obama and Serena Williams. These are powerful Black women who have not only embraced their too-H-ness, but they've actually used it to achieve incredible things.
They defied expectations. They challenged norms. And they pave the way for others to do the same. Their stories are just a reminder that what society tries to label as too much can actually be the key to your success and your fulfillment.
Yeah, it's like that quote, "What would you do if you weren't afraid?" Luvvie's whole message is about pushing past that fear and stepping into your power. But she also acknowledges that it isn't always easy, especially when speaking truth to power, which can come with some, real consequences.
Oh, absolutely. Luvvie shares her own experience of facing backlash after a controversial tweet, and it highlights the unique challenges that Black voices often face when they speak out, like the risk of being misunderstood, or even misrepresented, or even punished for just expressing your truth.
Yeah, it makes you think about the weight of those words. The courage it takes to speak up, knowing that you might face criticism or hostility.
Yeah.
But Luvvie's point is that we can't let fear silence us. We have to learn from our mistakes and hold ourselves accountable and keep using our voices to challenge injustice even when it's risky.
Yeah, and that leads us to another crucial part of Luvvie's message, the importance of setting boundaries. She's a huge advocate for protecting your energy and your mental well-being, both online and offline. You remember that anecdote about her not liking hugs? Oh, yeah.
It's hilarious, but it makes a really profound point.
I love that part. I'm not a hugger either. And it was so refreshing to hear someone talk about the importance of honoring your personal preferences, even if it means going against, societal expectations.
Yeah, it's about recognizing that it's okay to say no to things that drain you or make you uncomfortable, even if it means not being perceived as nice. Because sometimes nice can be a trap. That keeps us from speaking our truth and setting healthy boundaries.
So true. It's about prioritizing your well-being and recognizing that you deserve to protect your space and your energy. But on the flip side, Luvvie also emphasizes the importance of building a supportive community, having people in your corner that lift you up and encourage you to be your authentic self.
Exactly. She talks about all the different types of friends that we need in our lives, like your day ones who have been there through thick and thin, and your professional pals who connect with you on a career level, and mentors who offer guidance and support. And then your true blues, those ride or die friends who always have your back. It's like building your own personal squad, each member bringing their unique strength and support to the table. It made me think about my own support system and how lucky I am to have people who champion me and challenge me and remind me of my worth.
It's a powerful reminder that we don't have to go it alone. We can lean on each other, celebrate each other's wins, and help each other navigate those inevitable challenges that life throws at us.
And throughout the book, Luvvie weaves in these fantastic insights about Nigerian culture, which adds such richness and depth to her message. I love how she connects her grandmother's lessons to broader cultural values.
Like the art of haggling. She talks about how her grandmother was a master negotiator, always pushing for the best deal, and she compares it to negotiating a salary or a speaking fee, reminding us that we shouldn't be afraid to ask for what we deserve.
It's that same spirit of boldness and self-assuredness that we saw with Grandma's, grand church entrances. That confidence to take up space and demand to be heard.
Exactly. It's woven into the culture. And then there's that hilarious part about the art of the insult. As a love language in Nigerian culture, it's so funny. But it also kind of reveals this deeper truth about using humor and wordplay to connect with each other, to tease each other, to challenge each other, but always with love and respect.
It's a reminder to not take ourselves too seriously, to find joy and laughter, even in the face of adversity. And speaking of facing adversity, how does Luvvie suggest we actually tackle our fears and step into our power? What practical advice does she offer in the book?
Well, she doesn't offer a one-size-fits-all solution, but she does provide a framework for understanding and confronting your fears. She encourages you to identify your fears, to understand where they come from, and to challenge that negative self-talk that often fuels them.
So it's about getting curious about your fear, rather than just trying to avoid it.
Precisely. And then she suggests taking small steps outside your comfort zone to gradually build your confidence and prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you think.
It's about building that muscle of courage, one small act of bravery at a time.
Yeah, it sounds like Luvvie's approach is all about progress, not perfection. It's about showing up authentically even when it's messy and trusting that the journey itself is valuable.
Yeah, exactly. It's about embracing that process of growth and recognizing that fear is a natural part of being human, but it doesn't have to, control us. We can choose courage over comfort. We can use our voices to create change and live lives that are aligned with our values and our dreams.
So as we're wrapping up our deep dive into Professional Troublemaker, What are some key takeaways that our listeners can apply to their own lives, no matter what their background is?
I think Luvvie's message just transcends cultural boundaries. It's a call to action for anyone who's ever felt silenced or underestimated, or like they were just too much. She reminds us that our voices matter and that our stories have power, and that embracing our true selves, even the messy parts, is essential for living a fulfilling life. It's about recognizing that the things that make us different, the things that might make us stand out, are often our greatest strengths.
Right. And it's about surrounding ourselves with people who support us, people who celebrate us for who we are, and encourage us to step into our power.
Luvvie's book is just such a powerful reminder that we don't have to shrink ourselves to fit in. We can take up space. We can demand to be heard. And we can use our voices to make a world that's more just, more equitable, and more aligned with what we believe in.
And as we celebrate Black History Month, I think it's so important to remember that supporting Black authors goes beyond reading their books. It's about engaging with their work and amplifying their voices and creating space for their stories to be heard.
Absolutely. So as we conclude this deep dive, we want to leave you with a challenge. Seek out Black authors, explore their narratives, and let their stories broaden your perspective and really enrich your understanding of the world.
Because when we elevate those voices, when we create space for different perspectives, we all benefit. We get this, richer, more nuanced understanding of what it means to be human. And we create a world where everyone has the opportunity to share their story and to be heard.
And that's what Witter is all about, expanding our minds one deep dive at a time.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep those voices loud and proud.